y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a little hodgepodge type recipe. It's just my own little creation. So I decided to take my pork loin. I always buy pork loin. You can usually get them for about, it's either $1.99 a pound or $2.99 a pound. For a large family, that's what a lot of people do. They get like a half of loin, pork loin. So it's not a tenderloin. It's bigger than that. It's boneless. It's really good. It's got enough fat on it to, you know, do anything. You can make it a roast or cut it into pork chops, or I've used it. I make this one recipe where I cut it into chunks and serve it over rice after it's been seasoned. And I'm going to make pork chops and gravy, and we're going to put it on biscuits like sandwiches. Now you can also roll this in flour and do it that way, but I'm not. I'm going to just turn it over in the skillet, season it, turn it over in the skillet, cook it up, and then we'll drain it and put the gravy on it. So it's a really quick, cheap recipe. And it could go a long way because you don't have to cut up the whole loin. You can, it just depends on, you know, what you need and how thick the pork chops are. These are kind of thick. So, now as you can see right here where it's kind of caramelizing on the edges, and then it's kind of, the fat's kind of curling up on the end, I'm going to trim all that off so it fits perfectly in the sandwich, but I'm going to wait till it rests and cools first. You don't have to do that. I mean, who cares, you know? So it's okay if they're just slightly pink. You can eat pork that way, but these are not going to stay that way because, like I said, we're going to put them in gravy and let them simmer for a few minutes before we serve them. So this is our last batch, and as soon as I get done cooking these, I'll come back and I will show you what to do next. Really easy and simple, and I'm already working on the mashed potatoes. Okay, y'all, so I tried to trim these up the best I can. You know, it's not perfect, but it'll work. This one will kind of trim some more. All right, and we'll trim some of this off. Okay, and you can do that beforehand, but I didn't want to get them too dried out and stuff while they're cooking. So we drained everything that was in this pan, put those back in here. I just had a jar of this that I bought, like marked down after the holidays. I'm just gonna pour it. It doesn't have to be turkey. It can be chicken. And you can use a bigger jar or two of these if you wanted to. That's it. And then I'm just gonna let this simmer. I'm gonna put this way down on low because I'm working on my biscuits right now and getting those done. And I just used some Grand's biscuits, some just canned biscuits. I'm gonna put a lid on this, let it finish cooking. It's just gonna simmer till it gets warmed up. And I've already got some homemade mashed potatoes. So I'm gonna put everything together and I'm gonna show you the finished product on a plate. Okay, y'all, this is the finished product. I've already plated it up. You know, of course you don't have to put the meat on the biscuit. I just thought it'd be neat, you know, and probably taste really good. Of course it's messy, but my son's really excited about trying it. So, and it's, you know, it's very budget friendly. Today we are going to make chicken parmesan. I have found a real easy recipe for that, and I'm just going to do it. First thing that you need to do is go ahead and get your skillet hot with the oil that you would like to use. And I took my chicken breasts and I sliced them long ways. Here, I'll show you. See? And then I pounded them flat with a hammer, a little tenderizing hammer. And so I'm just going to do a small batch of these. I took about, I think it was 2 breasts, but they were really thick. And so I was able to actually cut them 3 times. Well, make 3 breasts out of 1. Let me say it that way. So what we're gonna do next is, I've already got me some egg wash ready with a little bit of milk, and I've already got me some all-purpose flour in here, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add some Parmesan cheese to this. Give me just a second and I'll show you, and a little bit of salt and pepper here. You could also add some Italian seasoning if you wanted to. Just test your grease, see if it's hot enough. It is sizzling, but I want it a little bit more. But we're getting there. So all I have to do is dunk it in my egg wash and then roll it in the flour. And then we can fry it. And that's our first step in making chicken Parmesan. But I found this recipe and it's extremely easy. So I'm really thinking that y'all could do it. You don't have to have Parmesan cheese if you don't want to. But it probably would make things taste more authentic, I guess. But I mean, if you couldn't, the fried chicken would probably be just fine. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and do this and hope for the best. I'm going to do a smallish piece, that way if, okay, so you put it in your egg wash first, and then in your flour, and then in the hot grease. Egg wash first. And you're wanting the breast to stay as whole as possible, because you're basically making like a lasagna but without noodles. The chicken will be your lasagna noodles in a way.
Something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes.
Let's try to cook these a little bit longer so they're a little bit more brown, and then I will come back and show you how to layer everything in the pan, because I have another batch of chicken to cook. I'll see you in a few. Okay, y'all, so we're ready for our next step. So I got one of these small little 2-quart oblong baking dishes because I don't plan on doing too much of this. So I'm gonna make some other things to go with it. Okay, so our chicken is ready. And we're just going to set the pieces in here like this. We want you to put a little bit of sauce in the bottom of the pan, just like you would lasagna. Remember, we talked about this. And then you're going to take your chicken like that. Okay? And then a little bit of sauce. And you take this straight out of the jar, whether, you know, no matter what you use. I'm using Ragu because that's our family's favorite. Okay? And this is just a little 24-ounce jar. Okay, I'm going to kind of spread it. Okay. And I got mozzarella cheese shredded. A little bit. And this is 8 ounces. So 2 cups worth, give or take. And kind of spread your cheese out. Make sure it's all whatever. And then this is why we only did just a few pieces, because we were going to layer it like that. And then you take some more sauce and put over everything. So now you can take your whole jar and just kind of spread it out. There it is. Try to get some more. Cover it all. So it's like a big chicken lasagna, sort of, without the noodles. It wouldn't be low carb though, because you rolled these in flour when you fried them. But you could change that to a different type of flour, or not do it in flour at all, and still, you know, kind of make it low carb. And try a different sauce, of course. Alright, so I've got my oven preheated 375, and I'm going to take the rest of my cheese. We kind of went sparingly in between layers, so we could put the most of it up on the top. Alright, and I'm going to make a little bit of pasta to go with this. Just to serve it like, you know, like a bit of pasta. Serve it on that. And that's it. It's going to go into the oven for 375 until it's hot and bubbly. And I'll take it out. Hopefully it won't take long. 20 minutes or so, because we've already cooked the chicken and it's pretty much cooked all the way. So I'll see you back here in a few as soon as I get all that done. Okay, y'all, this is the end product. It did really well. Hot bubbly. Still got plenty of sauce. I'm going to serve it on top of rotini noodles. You don't have to do that. You can do spaghetti or whatever you want to do, or make extra sauce and have spaghetti and chicken parmesan. But this is the end product, and it did fine. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.
Into something real. Don't you give me that look, take a bow.